As part of a community outreach campaign, we support several charity organizations. Can you name a few?
Varadappa Naidu Orphanage Chennai,
Deep Griha in Pune.
Away Home Orphanage, Kasanagar, Chennai.
Children's Future India and Pune.
Vardappa Naidu Orphanage is very close to my heart. Children there are predominantly in the age group of 3 to 10, and that's what makes it very special for me.
I like to talk about the support that we give for the Little Flower School for the Deaf. As the children there are having a hearing disability, they really need visual aids to help them with their education. So we're happy that we could give them some computers that are placed at all the classrooms.
We make it a point to take these kids out, for a theme park or something like that. So these kids get to experience the fun and the enjoyment which the normal kids have.
Yes, it's Dumpsy time. How do you say, I'm hungry? How about I'm happy? And how do you say, I'll be late today?
How difficult is it to express yourself if you can't speak?
The iNautix Foundation is planning to add one more dimension. We'll soon be supporting visually differently able persons. What kind of challenges do you think a visually challenged person undergoes in his day-to-day life?
Number one is they're always going to be dependent, living in the dark.
Social discrimination.
Day-to-day struggle in life. Like all of us, they have dreams too, but I think they have to strive harder than us to make it possible.
Even nowadays we are started everyone is using smartphones. Like it will be very difficult for them to use a smartphone.
In any list of the most famous visually challenged people, you'll see a healthy representation of musicians. Ray Charles, Stevie Wonder. Do you think the weakness in one faculty probably strengthens some of the others?
They're going to the same place every day. They probably have a pattern. But if someone says, oh, by the way, I need you to go to this new place tomorrow, we take that for granted. We open up a map, we figure it out, we go to Google Maps. They have to go through some other type of instruction in order to get there.
And what do you think we can do to help them?
Having braille in elevators.
Describing the contents.
By reading books.
By organ donation.
Thank you so much for your response. Today we are going to give you a unique, immersive experience to dinner. I don't know which dinner you recall the most, maybe with your loved ones, but this is something that I trust you will not forget for a long time to come. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for your host for the evening.
I am Dharman. I am Pandi. ஐயப்பன். எங்களுக்கு ரீடிங் தான் ஃபஸ்ட்டு முக்கியமானது. மற்றவங்களோட ஹெல்ப் இல்லாமல் படிக்கணும்னா லேப்டாப், ஐபேடு, ஏஞ்சல் இந்த மாதிரி தான் நாங்கள் யூஸ்ஃபுல்லாக இருக்கும். ஸ்போர்ட்ஸு இந்த மாதிரி எல்லாத்துலேயும் நாங்கள் இருக்கோம். நாங்கள் 3 பேருமே டிஸ்ட்ரிக்ட் பிளேயராக இருக்கோம்.
So let's start your dinner. Okay. Eat your dinner, not your neighbors. You don't know who your neighbor is.
அப்படிதான். லேப் நினைக்கிறேன்.
எல்லாம் கேபிள் இருக்குமே.
டேபிள் வைக்கலாம்.
The experience itself was very good, you know. It was the first time I had the opportunity to feel how a person who cannot see, you know, feels, and it was not easy, I mean, to digest that.
First couple of minutes I had trouble trying to understand where my space is. Then I was trying to understand where the water bottle is, and then the Sudarshan said where the juice is. I was a little bit afraid to touch those two things.
It was fun doing this. Very good test. I don't think we were all relaxing and eating dinner, so it was tough to actually manage.
When they say differently able, it was just a word for me.
There was, you know, pretty much an instant discomfort.
One of the things that we realized during the course of this exercise is we really wondered like how talented those people are, how talented their other senses were.
Absolutely agree. And I personally felt was if I was not able to see, but I was able to feel, the other senses were working much more faster.
We all know, yes, people differently able, they have difficulties. We know this, we speak about this, but only when you undergo that, you really know. We keep saying we want to help them. Now you know you have to do a lot to really help them.
Ultimately, I'll say that this tough.
They absolutely did not have any problems. They just walked, they just came to the table, they just kept and they just moved on.
I think the whole experience also, right, helps us to empathize, and, you know, for folks like the three of them, right, to really, even this few minutes, right, to what even Lyron said, the discomfort and potentially what we are missing out on. This is not being done not only just to give the experience, I think, but what can we do in return, right, to fill that void. Clearly it is a void.
For those people, this is for every day throughout their life.